What up, guys? This is your week 3 recap. Coming off a week where we didn't have too many close matchups. Most games were decided by at least 20 to 30 points. We just had our first trade happen. Wyckoff and Cage, little Mark Ingram, Will Fuller swap, Alex Smith included in it. So glad to see the first trade happen before week 4 actually gets on the books. I know Omar's probably happy. Maybe just not happy he was not the one involved, but good to see some trades happening. We have a lot of people spending some money on the waiver wire. Baker Mayfield going for a little 40 spot. Again, not to talk about Omar too much, but he's got a strategy and he's spending his money, so we will see how it works out. But let's kick off with the first matchup. Mikey Din versus Matt Reg. 182.3 to 114.6. Din obliterates Register. Let's look at this little matchup here. You know, Din had some pretty solid people in there. Thielen put up 26.5. Probably potentially the best keeper so far besides Alvin Kamara. So, you know, Tyler Boyd, nice little pickup, 27.7. Tannehill, you know, in the super flex put up almost a 30 spot. So Din looking solid, even though he's got junk for RB right now. You know, he picked up Peyton Barber off of my drop for 3 points. Royce Freeman looking like a little overspend for Din, but what can you do? He puts up a win. He's 2-1. Register. Ugh. Philip Lindsay gets ejected for, you know, throwing a little punch, but let's look at this. Keenan Allen, 5.4 points. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, I was on that train last year, 4.8 points in the tight end spot. Man, isn't the tight end spot a dumpster fire this year? Like, besides Travis Kelce and maybe Gronk, but Gronk's been not doing the best too. Like, tight ends blow. Maybe we should vote them out next year. But yeah, Reg puts up 114, so doesn't join Cage in the under 100 club, but Reggie falls to 1-2, so good win, Din. Next matchup, Hofstetter versus Malardsky. You know, I don't like to celebrate Hofstetter too much because, but Hofstetter puts up 213 to Jim's 154.6. So Hofstetter, first one to hit the 200 spot. Alvin Kamara, 36. Adrian Peterson, 26. Chris Carson, 22. Matt Ryan, 45. You know, Hoff's looking good. I think the wheels are going to fall off Adrian Peterson. We know 45-year-old running backs don't do that well after a while, but Hoff's looking pretty scary. So, you know, Jim puts up respectable points, 154. That's winning a decent amount of times, but with the super flex, we know it's a little different. So, you know, Jim was just missing having anyone besides Mike Evans really stand out. You know, again, Austin Hooper, 7.3. Super flex, Dak Prescott, 9.8. And then, you know, he just had some decent players, but you can't really, doesn't matter what he would have put up, he would have lost to Hoff. So, but I wonder if Jim's going to roll without Dak Prescott, because I saw a little pickup. I think a little Josh Allen pickup. So we'll see if Dak Prescott hits the bench this week. Who knows? Next matchup, Mikey T versus Mikey Wyckoff. What do we got here? 186.7 to 160.5. Mikey T takes it down convincingly. Had the Goff and Robert Woods hookup. 28.6 points for Goff. 35 plus for Woods. You know, Jarvis Landry, who's on the trading block. 22.3 points. So Mikey T has a convincing win. Not too shabby to get off the schneid for him without Le'Veon Bell. He goes to 1-2. And then Wyckoff, you know, again, kind of like Jim, 160 points. You know, Patrick Mahomes putting up 28 points. That's sort of like a dud week for him so far. So, but But like some teams, Wyckoff getting nothing at the running back spot. Lamar Miller, Kenyon Drake, 14 points, 3 points. Not working out too well. But I will tell you this about Wyckoff. We ragged him. He's got Kenny Galladay. He's looking like a solid keeper. So, you know, Wyckoff picked up McKinnon, but he's making up for it. He was undefeated, but he falls to 2-1. Again, when you look at some super flexes, we had Joe Flacco at 16.3, Alex Smith at 18.8. So, pretty solid run there. But Mikey T takes it down, goes to 1-2. Good job, dude. Next matchup, we have Omar versus Lumen. 187.7 to 139.6. Again, not too close of a matchup. Omar takes it down pretty swimmingly. Has some decent players. Obviously, Drew Bree and Mike Thomas hook up. 43.5 points. Mike Thomas, 24.9. If they're in shootouts, Omar's probably going to score some points and might win. Carlos Hyde looking good. Carlos Hyde looking like a steal in the draft. An RB1 so far. Omar got him for definitely RB2, RB3 value. David Johnson still has not hit his ceiling yet because the Arizona Cardinals don't know what to do. Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals literally pulled David Johnson out of the most important play of the Cardinals year so far because he missed a blitz pickup, and the coaches wanted to give him a teaching moment. Gosh, the Arizona Cardinals are garbage. But Mikey, not Mikey, sorry. I got so confused and angry when I thought about the Arizona Cardinals coaching, sorry. But Omar puts up a win. Let's look at Lumen's team. So Gurley hits the 26th spot, but everyone else, kind of You know, you look at his super flex, Blake Bortles, 8.9. There's a lot of super flexes this week that maybe make the argument that QB is not the right person to put in there. Who knows? There's a decent amount of super flexes that didn't hit double digits this week. So who knows? Well, we'll see what happens during these bye weeks if we get some not super flexes or not quarterbacks in those super flex spots. Again, Lumen didn't have a bad week, almost hit 140, but definitely not going to do it unless you got a juicy matchup. But Omar puts up 187, so Lumen loses. Next matchup, probably the closest of them all. We got Ellsbury versus Kevin. You know, Ellsbury got a little scare via Fitzpatrick. I think he was in the negative at one point in the game, and I think Kevin might have been winning, but Fitzmagic just comes back and puts up a 31 spot. So Ellsbury gets off the schneid. Had some blah production from a lot of players. Theo Riddick, Tyreek Hill, Chris Hogan, Jimmy Graham all scored 6.6, 7.6, 6.1, 9.5. But still, puts up 163, gets the W. I know it's got to feel good for him getting off the schneid. So, and you know, Kevin, again, 140, not bad, but in Superflex, not going to cut it. Kevin really hurting at the RB spot. Dion Lewis, 7 points. Alfred Morris, 12.7 points. Allen Robinson, 8 points. AJ Green gets injured, 10.8 points. So, not the best week for Kevin. 1-2. Ellsbury 1-2. And lastly, we come to the under 100 club matchup. Myself, 144 to 93.6. Yes, I do talk smack, but usually I won't leave myself for last in the recap. But Cage, you are the winner of the Bumbo Award this week, with a special dunce cap on it for getting under 100. You are also the only team so far to not score over 400 points combined. So Cage, I love you, but I'm glad you make some trades because your team was not looking the best. You were the only team that has not have a win. You are in the running, the mayor, the captain, the El Presidente of the Dirty Sanchez. I can just feel and hear Jim Millardo just saying, yes, keep losing, Cage, keep losing. Don't let me repeat. Let me give this to you. So, you know, Cage, Chris Thompson, 2.7 points. Steph Diggs, 5.7. Amari Cooper, good gosh, Amari Cooper, 3.7 points. I wouldn't blame you for dropping him. Like, I don't know if Amari Cooper could even start in anyone's lineup anymore. Although I'm starting Derek Carr this week as their quarterback, so maybe that says something about me too. Let's keep going, though. Terrell Pryor, 3.5 points. D.D. Westbrook, 6.1 points. Mitchell Trubisky, 5.6. I could go on, but 93.6 points in a super flex league does not feel good, Cage. But I hope you can get off the schneid next week. Let's all have a reminder, though. This isn't new territory for Cage. Cage started, I believe, 0-5 last year. Had a furious comeback. So I'm not too worried about him, but I did have to rag on you a little bit there, and I know you understand. My team, 144. Again, nothing to write home about. Kind of lucked out that I did face Cage. Big Ben did decent. Odell Beckham put up 21. I got a 0 spot from Dan Bailey. Thank you for the Buffalo Bills for somehow crushing the Minnesota Vikings. Don't know how that happens. And then I lose Tyrod Taylor to concussion and Baker Mayfield. So that kind of blows, but it is what it is. So to recap, we have one team at 3-0. Yours truly. That might end soon. Who knows? Then we have a whole slew of 2-1s. We have Hoff. We have Omar. We have Mikey Din. We have Lumen. We have Wyckoff in that order. Then next, we have a lot of 1 and 2s. Mikey T, Millardsky, Kevin, Ellsbury, and Register in that order. And in the basement, we have Cage, rocking that Dirty Sanchez. But one win for him and another loss for someone else changes that up. So that is your Week 3 recap. Also want to shout out Mike Din for leaving about 500 points on the bench with Calvin Ridley. He's going to start him this week, I bet, and who knows, he'll probably put up like a 10 spot. So got to have that recency bias, though, so I know how you're feeling, Din. Sorry about the late recap this week. Had some stuff going on, but enjoy some Thursday night football. My prediction, my Rams crush it. I do think Adam Thielen and Diggs are going to go off, though. So Gurley, minimum 2 touchdowns, guaranteed. You guys have a good week. Hope all of you lose somehow.